Race.
The following program is a sports action presentation on Channel 10, home of the Olympics.
Well, a very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Flemington for the Dominant Grand National Hurdle Race. You're probably wondering what Dominant is. Well, Dominant's the new sponsor. They're a company that provides detergent. They're a new sponsor for the VRC and the Grand National Hurdle Race. Won't be a bad day out here today. It was pretty misty, overcast earlier. I can see breaks in the skyline out towards the west and the northwest at the moment, and I feel that we're going to get a pretty sunny day. The track is officially described as slow here at Flemington, and as you can see there is very, very little breeze. So slow at this time of the year is not a bad indication, is it? We'll be...
Pips on for 12 noon in Eastern Australia, Eastern Standard Time. And they're off in the first Gem Fire from the outside, one of the best away. Tats Road got out well, and so did Trophy. Swiftly Carson looking for the lead from Mills K, Knight of India, then Hidden Rhythm. Mighty Lord back on the inside now. Trophies is starting to lose its position a shade. A length the Golden Carrier, Kilmore getting back to third last from Magic Charger and Gold Mace. Along past the 1100 metres, and Swiftly Carson in front again. Trophies hurries up. Three deep Gem Fire. A length the Knight of India on the inside of Mills K, then Hidden Rhythm, Mighty Lord, followed by Kilmore, Tats Road and Golden Carrier. The speed is slow now. A length and a half to Smoky Skies. Gold Mace second last, and Magic Charger is the tail ender. Travelling to the side past the 800, and Swiftly Carson enjoying a lead of a half. Trophies. Off the track is Gem Fire, and even deeper is Golden Carrier, followed by Knight of India, Mills K, Kilmore. Behind those horses next as they travel to the corner, Mighty Lord and Gold Mace very wide out. Up to the bend they run at the 500 metres, and the pilot narrowly. Swiftly Carson. Second placing taken by Trophies. Gem Fire three deep, and it's pretty rough and tough as they turn the corner, where Trophies goes to the lead from Swiftly Carson. Knight of India trying to get out, then Hidden Rhythm, followed by Mills K, Gem Fire and Kilmore pretty deep out. Again Swiftly Carson refusing to surrender. Gets his second wind, he kicks away here. Trophy second, followed by Mills K and Knight of India, but Swiftly Carson and J Marshall are streaking right away and have the first well won. Swiftly Carson by 3.5. Second home Trophies, third Knight of India, then came Mills K, Mighty Lord, Hidden Rhythm, Kilmore.
11, 6 and 8 past the post. Rosehill race number 1. 11, 6 and 8 placings. That race was just run in Sydney, recording there. 11, 6 and 8, the first event. Now the second event, Durham Dividends race 1 at Rosehill. Swiftly Carson number 11, 5.65 and 1.65. 6 Trophies, $1.85, and 8 Knight of India, $1.15. Quinella, $38.40, and the trifecta, $700.70. 11, 6 and 8, Interim Dividends, race number 1 at Rosehill.
Racing, and Liberty Slipper jumped out all right. My Red Rower away well. Mazette began very fast, away reasonably well. State Token and Right Aspects got well back today. Black Impulse up in front of it as they settle down. Well back, Beautiful Century, and Regis Bell having its first start is back last, and Hydro's Girl just up in front of it. Before the turn, Mooseset led about a half length. Going up quickly then behind it would have been Black Impulse, and around the outside of those were Moissonnet with State Token and Taffeta Bow. About a length further back there then to Black Impulse, getting well back Liberty Slipper. It's trying to get out Right Aspect, I should say, and further back Hydro's Girl. Moosehead led in the straight about a half length. Tara's Glance has gone through to join it, and State Token out wide. Right Aspect coming with a good run, and Liberty Slipper. State Token tackled by Right Aspect, Tara's Glance, Liberty Slipper. Right Aspect's coming home over the top of State Token, has taken the lead now. Liberty Slipper next from My Red Rower, and Right Aspect goes on to win 2.5 lengths from State Token. Liberty Slipper third, then My Red Rower. Behind those horses would have been Black Impulse, Hydro's Girl, Moissonnet. Then further back on the field, a beautiful Century, Musette, Tara's Glance, One of the Last, Regis Bell, and Taffeta Bow.
Well, it was a helter-skelter go. The horse that was favourite for the race didn't get all that good a start. He was over near the rail at the start and got crowded a little bit coming down to the 800-metre crossing there, and it sort of made the jockey a little bit hesitant, I think, because they come across onto the course proper then, and it gets more crowded.
It's a pretty fair assessment. And in the first today, Right Aspect 220 and 85, State Token 250, Liberty Slipper 65, Quinella 22.15, Trifecta $161.85. The margin's 2 lengths by neck, and its correct weight on 271. Rosehill Race 1, Swiftly Carson 565, 165. Second Trophies 185. Third Night of India 115, Quinella 38.40. And the Trifecta $700.70, Rosehill Race 1. Now, I thought River Amos was going to take Misticado. Here we go.
The first hurdle comes up to them very quickly, and they've all cleared it with Misticado and Old Lock, the joint leaders over Royal Offer. He takes hold of Misticado, trying to settle her in the field as Old Lock goes to a clear length and a half. Misticado's second, Royal Offer third. Gordon's Leap racing up on the outside is moving up attractively. Just in advance of Fantasy Night, 1.5, and being cuddled early in the piece, Little Dav. 2 away then Highland Ranger, who's going up around Our House, and Alistair John last to the first of 3 in the straight the first time. And Old Lock under restraint is about 2 in front of Misticado on the outside. Then came Royal Offer, followed by on the outside Gordon's Leap, given plenty of sight of his hurdles. Next Fantasy Night, followed by Little Dav as they go over the second one. Further back then Our House, Alistair John, Highland Ranger. To this point they've all jumped pretty well. It's Old Lock the leader at the one in front of the stand. Misticado goes within a half length. 2 lengths away Royal Offer, camped on the inside and travelling beautifully. On its outside Gordon's Leap, and then came Fantasy Night. 3 lengths away to Little Dav. 3 then to Alistair John. A half away on the outside Our House, and 3 away to Highland Ranger. It's a good even steady pace as they go to the hurdle on the side, nearing the 2,000 metre mark, and Old Lock would lead them up to this hurdle. He comes to it about a half, 3/4 Misticado. In behind them Fantasy Night made ground out deep. Gordon's Leap the centre. Over on the inside Royal Offer saving every inch of ground. Then Little Dav, and they've got away from Alistair John, followed then by Our House over the 1,800 metre crossing, and last of all 4 away was Highland Ranger. Misticado joins Old Lock as they go into the far side. The next hurdle coming up shortly as they go to the mile, and then came Fantasy Night, who's running a better race today. Royal Offer on the inside, in the centre Gordon's Leap. Here's the first along the 1,600 metre point. Misticado out jumped Old Lock at that, landed a length in front. Now 2. Fantasy Night runs to second. He's travelling a lot better today, Fantasy Night. Old Lock was third. Misticado peaked at that one. Just in behind them Royal Offer. By gee, it's been a pretty ride by Ware. He hasn't gone around a horse. He's never left the rail. Old Lock dropped back a bit of ground, and around them Gordon's Leap. Further back Alistair John. Little Dav's let go quickly. He's gone up to join the leader. Further back to Our House and Highland Ranger. Misticado only a neck in front of Little Dav, who's cruising as they go by the 1,200 metre mark. 2 then to Fantasy Night. 1 away to Royal Offer, getting it going on the rail. Then came Gordon's Leap, and then further back 1.5 to Old Lock, who doesn't look to be going that kindly now. As they come to the next hurdle, it's Misticado. Oh, she crashed through it, and Little Dav made a much better leap and out jumped her completely at that. She put in a pretty ordinary jump over that one. As they go to the next one, Little Dav jumped it well. Misticado jumped that better. Then Fantasy Night, followed by Royal Offer with everything thrown at it. 3 away then to Gordon's Leap, and a long break in the field behind those then Alistair John, Our House, Highland Ranger. Old Lock's dropped out to last, and the leader shot away Little Dav. He's 6 in front coming to the turn from Misticado. 2 lengths further back in the field then came Fantasy Night. They were followed then by Royal Offer, who's still running on, looking a chance of a place. Well back the others look beaten, headed by Gordon's Leap, but on the turn Little Dav's the one, He's out coming to the 400-metre mark with only 2 more hurdles to jump. He's 5 in front. Mysticado flat, then Royal Offer, and then Fantasy Night. But Little Dav's rider took a peep over the shoulder at the second last. He went through it. Mysticado second, Royal Offer third, then Fantasy Night. But coming to the last one at the 200-metre mark, he's got it all. Pass it up if he jumps it. He does. Little Dav jumped it well. 6 in front. Mysticado, Royal Offer battle it out for the minus. Fantasy Night running on. But Little Dav is going to win it very, very strongly. He'll get home by about 8 lengths to Royal Offer. Mysticado's going to miss the place. Highland Ranger will get up for third. Mysticado fourth, then Fantasy Night. They were followed further back by Our House, Gordon's Leap, Alistair John, and Old Lock has been pulled up at the last hurdle.
7, 5 and 2 across the line. Morfordville race 1. Approximates $1.60 and 70 and favourite Little Dav. Second placing Royal Offer. It's to pay 85 and 125 for third. 7, 5, 2 past the post. Race 1 at Morford in Sydney.
Connie Debut is the leader. Second placing Just Trish, and then Nixon and Commander stack the deck, and Dittman hunting Regal Prize forward. A length to Eastern Cove, followed then by Patterson Bend and Farzak Corrido Prince, and then at the head of the others going around the outside of the field, Jury Box, followed then by Freedom Rings and Charmine, and last is Rosnat on the first corner, and Regal Prize goes across to lead now, a length on Nixon. Commander third, and fourth Connie Debut. Then Just Trish, a bit more than a length away, is Stack the Deck on the inside of Eastern Cove, and 2 to Farzak. A length and a half away next as they race down the back, Patterson Bend travelling over on the inside rail, and then comes at the head of the others going down the back, Jury Box, a length Corrido Prince, Freedom Rings, Charmine, and 3 or 4 to Rosnat. Along past the 1,200 metres, and Regal Prize dictating the speed by a length on Commander. Nixon on the inside is third, 2 lengths to Connie Debut, and on its outside is Just Trish, a bit more than a length to Eastern Cove around Stack the Deck, and 1 Corrido Prince, Farzak, and then Jury Box on the rails, Patterson Bend, a length Freedom Ring, Charmine the fence, and 4 or 5 lengths to Rosnat. In this pattern they come to the side, and Regal Prize a half length on Commander, 2 to Nixon, fourth on the outside is Just Trish, a length Connie Debut, and that Eastern Cove niggled out of shade by Tiley, and 1 Farzak. At the head of the rest, Stack the Deck, Corrido Prince, and Freedom Rings, followed by Patterson Bend, Jury Box, Charmine, and 2.5 further back is Rosnat. Regal Prize first onto the corner, a length and a half clear on Commander, a length away third is Just Trish, and wider out Farzak, and then Stack the Deck, and at the head of the others as they straighten Corrido Prince down to the 350 metres. Regal Prize in front. Nixon goes to second now. Third placing taken on the outside by Farzak, and then Just Trish. Regal Prize past the 200, a length and a half clear. On the outside, Nixon is second, but Regal Prize is holding Nixon, and then Connie Debut. But it's Regal Prize in no danger. Nixon won't reach him, and Regal Prize wins well. Nixon second, third placing going to Connie Debut, then Just Trish, Farzak, Freedom Rings. A break in proceedings then to Eastern Cove, followed on the fence by Stack the Deck, Jury Box, Patterson Bend, Charmine, then Rosnat, followed by Corrido Prince, and Commander was back last.
10-1-9 past the post. Number 10 expect $2.10 and $1. 1 Nixon $1.15. 9 Connie Debut $6 even. 10-1-9 past the post. Race. 85, State Token 250, Liberty Slipper 65, 22.15 Quinella, and the trifecta $161.85. Second event at Rose Hill, correct weight there, 10 Regal Prize, $2.10 and $1. 1 Nixon $1.15, 9 Connie Debut $6.20, Quinella $11.30, and the trifecta $644.95. Race 1 at Morfordville, 7 Little Dav, $1.60 and 70. 5 Royal Offer, 85 cents. 2 Highland Ranger, $1.25. Quinella $5.35, and the trifecta $55.65. The next, the Crisp Steeple, and Bruce, we could have the Grand National Steeple winner in it.
The best steeplechase field we've had in Victoria for a long, long time. 5 horses have won more than 100,000. Away they go. And old Tengahari slow out early, and the first of 21 coming up shortly, and his half-brother Monsist in front of River Amos as they go up towards the first. Tidal River just in behind them as they approach the first, and Insoluble, the New Zealander, takes River Amos on as they go up and over. And they're all over that safely. The first of the treble at the abattoirs as they go to the second, Insoluble and River Amos. River Amos out-jumped him. 3 lengths away behind those horses. Zamanoff about a length into Cobbler Boy over the third. Another length Balvery. Blondo going around the outside. A length further back than to Waldara with Tidal River. Monsis got back through the fielders and Soluble took over. Just Return back about 5th last. Back with it then would be Tenga Harry, who's absolute as they go over the 4th. And Golden Sino, as usual, is one of the last, and Satik's got a long way back. At the next, and Insoluble leads a length to River Amos, who's travelling all right. Zamenhof pulled his way up to be second. River Amos third, a length to Cobbler Boy as they come back onto the steeplechase track. A length and a half further back on the field, then to Arabian Myth, and back with it as Waldara, Tidal River and Blondo, Balverie. Certique well back, Tenga Harry Absolute, and Just Return back with it. The first of 5 in the lane. Zamenhof took off and he drew level with River Amos and Insoluble, the New Zealander. So a line of 3 as River Amos takes the lead. 2 lengths further back on the field, then 2 Tidal River, a length to Blondo, Balverie. 2 to Just Return. Golden Sino stayed in touch today. Waldara the inside from Arabian Myth at the next. River Amos jumping well. Back third last, Tenga Harry, Certique and Monsis drop back last. At the next, River Amos pricks his ears, got into it, lost about a length, unusual for him. All over it safely. Zamenhof and Cobbler Boy together next. 3 lengths to Tidal River. 1 away to Blondo as they go to the next. Up and over, they've jumped 10, they've got 11 to go. 2 lengths further back on the field to Just Return, midfield around Balverie, Golden Sino. Waldara. Next on the rail is Insoluble. Tenga Harry behind it, Arabian Myth, 2 to Certique and 1 to Monsist. 4 along the riverside, and River Amos a length and a half to Zamenhof, 1 away to Cobbler Boy. Oh, River Amos nearly fell, he took off a mile early there. In 4th placing, Tidal River and Blondo's going well 5th. 3 to Balverie, let's see little River Amos, he got over that cleverly. Just Return is 7th. Outside of him, Golden Sino, Arabian Myth, Waldara, 3 to Certique, Monsis, Tenga Harry. At the next, River Amos, he got over that all right, he's 2 in front. Zamenhof second, Cobbler Boy the inside, 3 to Tidal River, Blondo. Then Balverie on the inside from Just Return as they go up and over the next. 3 to Golden Sino, Arabian Myth, a length further back, Waldara. 2 to Certique, another 3 or 4 lengths to Tenga Harry and his half-brother Monsis with them in. Out to the abattoirs, treble again. They've jumped 14, they've got 7 to go. And River Amos a length in front of Zamenhof, 1 to Cobbler Boy and Blondo 4th, and he looks the danger to River Amos. 1 to Balverie as they go to the first of the treble. River Amos jumped it like a bird. Just Return next, a length further back in the field. Golden Sino and Arabian Myth over the second of the treble. Tidal River, a long gap, Certique and Waldara. Third of the treble, River Amos flew over it and Tidal River touched his nose on it. Tenga Harry second last and then Monsist. So little River Amos, he's a length in front. Zamenhof has another crack at him with Balverie. A length and a half to Blondo. About 2 lengths away, Cobbler Boy. Further back, Golden Sino as they slip over that. A fall there. One of them's come down. Tidal River's gone past it and well back, Certique. River Amos tackled hard at the 800 by Zamenhof. 2 to Blondo, a length further back, Balverie, and 2 or 3 to Cobbler Boy. Golden Sino running on and then Just Return. They've got 2 to get over. They've jumped 19. River Amos jumped at about a half in front of Blondo. He's going to tackle him hard from Zamenhof. 4 to Balverie, 2 or 3 lengths further back, Cobbler Boy and Just Return. Into the straight, the 2 favourites are at it. River Amos and Blondo on the outside and a length and a half to Zamenhof running a great race. At the last, Blondo given a crack with the whip. He's drawn a length to River Amos. He jumped at a length and a half in front and drew clear. Then Zamenhof, Cobbler Boy and Golden Sino. Blondo's got away. He's 2.5 in front of River Amos. 2 to Zamenhof, a gap in the field to Cobbler Boy. He won the Australian steeple at his last start and he's going to win the Chris today in a canter, Blondo. He's 4 in front of little River Amos. 2 to Zamenhof and Golden Sino, but there's the Grand National favourite. Blondo wins 6 to River Amos. 1 to Zamenhof, Golden Sino, Just Return, Cobbler Boy, Balverie. Tidal River, Certique, Tenga Harry. A gap to Waldara. And Arabian Myth was the one that came down with about 4 to go. Well, Des, 2-3-12. He's a great stayer, Blondo, and he just outstuck little River Amos.
Well, a bit of size there. He was just a bit too big in the jumping part. River Amos is only a pony-sized horse. I thought probably River Amos's defeat was brought about in the early part of the race when horses went up there. Insoluble took him on for the first 3 jumps, sort of uneased him a bit. Once he got to the front, he was okay. He made a couple of risky jumps. He took off fair way back at the one just coming up to the tote indicator board in the straight the first time, and then over the 1.25 miles he all but sold out, and that would have not done him much good. But you couldn't take one thing away from Blondo. always nicely positioned by Michael Patton, and Arabian Myth's having another little bit of a run around. He's quite okay. The horse, I'm not too sure. The jockey did get a fairly...
Paul Worthington here, so
I think, well...
I hope he's okay. The ambulance is...
just turning around there, yes. I can't see the jockey, but apart from that, the Blondo's effort was good.
Here's River Amos, Des, where I thought he took off too early. This is along
This
the
one he
riverside.
hits it with, he just doesn't
Watch him
make
take
it.
off.
Oops, and he nearly
Hit the
goes.
back.
See, nearly down, and that doesn't do him much good. But I thought that he went through the Abattoirs, going to the Abattoirs treble the last time. He sort of was being held up, I thought, till then, and then he rode him into 3 and he jumped them beautifully, as you called. And then it was just one of those things, he just couldn't see it out today. He might be better for the run, who knows. There's Pete Worthington getting into the float. Into the float. Well, it is a float, isn't it?
Well, into the ambulance. 4:34.7 the time, and Blondo winning the Crisp Steeple. He's had 5 steeple starts for 4 wins. Let's be back and take a break after this.
Now,
Almost ready. Interim dividends on the second event at Flemington with Blondo, the winner, 170 and 80 in a great crisp steeplechase. River Amos, 70 cents. And number 12, Zamanov, $6.70. Quinella, 150. Trifecta, 175.40. And the running double, race to race double, $8.05 on race number 2 at Flemington. Almost ready in Adelaide. Only 1 or 2 to be brought forward. Other horses in the betting. 1 runs Roseworthy Gotham, 1 win from 1 start, and Gangles is given a chance, which is number 5. Extra double at Flemington. The first leg winner was number 1, which was the substitute, and the winner was number 3. Into number 1, 13.95, number 2, 28.90, number 3, 7.20, scratch 4, $42 for number 5, 54 for number 6, 23.25, number 7, number 8, 68.90, number 9, $29.50, number 10, $240, number 11, $29.40, 12, $194.75, extra double with number 13, $101.25, with 14, $331, number 15, $122, with number 16, $133, number 17, $107, and the extra double number 18, which is showing $326.05. The extra double at Flemington today on races 1 and 3, and the first leg winner was Right Aspect. The horses in
Played for race 2. And the
They're ready, they're racing now. Gangle's a little slow from the inside, and getting away nicely was I Believe, and also showing speed Midnight Tears, and going fast Lemonade Joe, and they're racing in Brisbane, pushing through Star Sign Girl, and with them on the inside Firefoot. Then Midnight Tears drifting back a little now, going up on its inside Mombala Star, Ross Cheetah, Gangles, Pac-Man Trap Deep can't get in. Roseworthy Gossip back about 4th last. Back 2nd last is Great Prophet, and tailed out Bonnie Reason before the turn, I Believe, led by a length and a quarter. In 2nd placing on the outside Lemonade Joe. Over on the inside Star Sign Girls had the run of the race. 3 lengths away then came on the inside Firefoot, covered on the outside by Monbula Star. Roseworthy Gossip's making good ground, looks like running into the money. Further back Midnight Tears, and then came Gangles, Pac-Man not doing enough. Well back too was Great Prophet, followed then by Bonnie Reason, who's one of the last, with Ross Cheetah ahead of it. Star Sign Girl goes after I Believe, but Roseworthy Gossip's going to claim them all out deep, but swoops on the lead, and Roseworthy Gossip, the college kid's horse, has dashed away, carrying the Roseworthy college colours. Roseworthy Gossip is going to prove the win at Gawler wasn't a fluke by any stretch of the imagination. Bolts in. Firefoot gets 2nd. Star Sign Girl every chance 3rd. 4th on the outside Mombula Star. Gangles ran on with Pac-Man. The latter had no luck. I Believe capitulated. Then came Great Prophet. Didn't do much. Lemonade Joe either.
176 past the post at Morfordville. $2.95 and $1 for the winner. 3.20 seconds, 60 cents for 3rd as we go back to Flemington.
Yes, and in Sydney.
They're off Pilot's Glory and Treetop Creek slow to jump. Cafe Opera straight to the lead from Little Miracles. Melissa's Bill colouring and Exist going quickly now, then Bowl Captive. If It on the rails, then Treetop Creek and Red Love followed well back by Andy's Pearl, and she stepped in and tailed off Pilot's Glory. Along past the 800 metres, and Exist one off the rails leads Melissa's Bill deep and on the inside colouring. 3 lengths Treetop Creek followed in the centre by If It and wider Bowl Captive. A length further back in the field as they come away. Cafe Opera's out very wide too. She's up in the leading division. Well back is Andy's Pearl, followed by Little Miracles. Second last, She Stepped In, and a length the Red Love, and tailed right off is Pilot's Glory. On the turn at the 500 metres, and here exists one off the rails just in front from Colouring. Three deep is Cafe Opera, followed by Treetop Creek and Melissa's Bell, and then a break to Bold Captive. If it heads the others down to the 300 metres, and on the outside Exist is just in front. Cafe Opera sticking on well, followed by Colouring, and at the head of the others Bold Captive. Exist, Dittman working overtime on the filly. She's a length. Cafe Opera, Little Miracles, Treetop Creek and Andy's Pearl getting out. Exist in front, Little Miracles on the outside, trying hard to pick her up, won't make the grade. Exist has just beaten Little Miracles. Third home Andy's Pearl, followed by Treetop Creek, Cafe Opera, Colouring, and further back was Bold Captive, then Melissa's Bell, a break then to She Stepped In, If It, Red Love, and last all the way Pilot's Glory.
7.65 past the post. Our Sydney bookmakers mail was right. Jeff Donald right on target with Exist. It's expected 105 and 65 cent return. Number 6, 2.50 and $1.90 for number 5. 7, 6 and 5. Race number 3. The fourth event in Sydney.
Exist in Rose Hill, 110 and 60. Little Miracles, 2.45. Andy's Pearl, $2. And the Quinella, 11.30. And the trifecta, 305.80. In Adelaide Roseworthy, Gossip, 295 and 95. 5 foot 320. Star Sign Girl, 60. Trifecta, 395.50. Quinella, 84.20. And that was more ready. Racing. Caught them in a fair line except for Rhinestone Lady, who missed it about 10 lengths, and Flamenco King a bit slow, and Perfect Message dropped out after the start. Surrealism away well with Dulac, and Common Prayer's gone up quickly, and so's Hewler Hall, who might head them all off. Clint's away well with Paneria, and Black Manor getting a nice run, going alone, trapped a bit deeper, going forward. Behind those horses, Roses and Lace, and Kremlin, the favourites, back about 10th, So Mighty up behind it. Lord of the Mist up about 5th and going forward. Flamenco King back 4th last. 2 lengths behind it, Perfect Message, a length the Rhinestone Lady, and Wonder Rising Aura. Up to the 1,000, and Hewler Hall about a half in front of Clint the outside, and Surrealism getting the run of the race. A length Common Prayer on the outside of Dulac, Lord of the Mist 3 deep. Going Alone's never been on the track. Black Manor on the inside, then Paneria with Edward Mack outside of it. Rhinestone Lady, Kremlin. Flamenco King well back in the field, about 4 or 5 lengths away, then a Perfect Message. Back with it, Rhinestone Lady, and also Rising Aura. On the turn at the 650, Hewler Hall about a half to Clint. Surrealism's had the run of the race. Common Prayer next from Lord of the Mist. Black Manor trying to bullock his way out and is into the clear now. Further back in the field, Going Alone, Kremlin hooking out from Flamenco King. In the straight at the 400, Hewler Hall about a half to Clint. Black Manor's moved up quickly. Surrealism trying to get a rails run. Lord of the Mist out deep. Kremlin starting to wind up, and here's Flamingo King starting to fly out wide. Black Manor took the lead. Flamenco King going to it quickly from Surrealism. Flamenco King's burst to the lead now from Kremlin, Surrealism and Black Manor. And Flamenco King's going to race away and win by 3 or 4 lengths to Kremlin. Third Surrealism, then Black Manor, Lord of the Mist from Hewler Hall. Behind them, Roses and Lace. Further back, Edward Mack, Dulac, Paneria. Perfect Message never really got into it from Clint. Common Prayer Going Alone. Further back in the field then would have been So Mighty. One of the last to finish, Rising Aura, and after bluing the start, a long last would have been Rhinestone Lady. Well, Surrealism 205, Quinella 755. The trifecta 196.70. Now the running double was 18.80 for Blondo Flamenco King, and the extra double on Right Aspect Flamenco King $23.35. Interim dividends, Flemington race 3.